Born on August 29, 1958, in Gary, Indiana, Michael Joseph Jackson was destined for greatness. From an early age, it was clear that Michael had a gift. He grew up in a large family, the eighth of 10 children, in a modest home. His father, Joseph Jackson, was a former boxer turned steelworker and aspiring musician. However, it was his strict discipline and high expectations that drove his children toward music. By the time Michael was 5, he joined his older brothers Jackie, Tito, Jermaine, and Marlon in a group initially known as the Jackson Brothers, later renamed the Jackson 5. Michael quickly became the star of the group, showcasing an extraordinary voice, dancing talent, and stage presence that captivated audiences. The Jackson 5 signed with the legendary Motown Records in 1968, launching Michael into the spotlight. Their first 4 singles, I Want You Back, ABC, The Love You Save, and I'll Be There, all topped the Billboard Hot 100, making them one of the biggest pop acts of the early 1970s. Michael, still just a child, became a sensation, beloved for his voice and charm. He was often compared to child star Shirley Temple for the way he captured hearts with his youthful energy and raw talent. Yet, behind the scenes, the pressures of fame, a grueling schedule, and his father's strict, often harsh management took a toll on young Michael. He later described his childhood as lonely and filled with anxiety, haunted by a desire for perfection. As the 1970s progressed, Michael sought to step out of the shadow of his brothers and the controlling grip of Motown. In 1975, the Jackson 5 left Motown for Epic Records and became the Jacksons. Michael, however, was becoming more interested in a solo career. His breakthrough came in 1979 with the release of his 5th solo album, Off the Wall. Teaming up with legendary producer Quincy Jones, Michael crafted a record that merged disco, pop, R&B, and funk into an innovative sound. Hits like Don't Stop Till You Get Enough and Rock With You dominated the airwaves, and Michael began to be seen not just as a former child star, but as a serious artist in his own right. Off the Wall was a massive success, selling over 20 million copies worldwide, but Michael was not satisfied. He had set his sights even higher. The early 1980s were the pinnacle of Michael's career, marked by the release of Thriller in 1982. This album was nothing short of a cultural phenomenon. With hit singles like Billie Jean, Beat It, and the title track, Thriller shattered sales records, becoming the best-selling album of all time, a title it still holds today with over 100 million copies sold globally. The album not only showcased Michael's evolving musical style, blending pop with rock and R&B, but it also revolutionized the music video industry. The video for Thriller was groundbreaking, a 14-minute horror-inspired masterpiece that set a new standard for music videos, transforming them into a legitimate art form. Michael's moonwalk dance move, which he debuted during a performance of Billie Jean on the Motown 25 special in 1983, became iconic, further cementing his status as a cultural legend. Throughout the 1980s, Michael's fame reached unprecedented heights. His next album, Bad, 1987, may not have matched Thriller's astronomical sales, but it was a massive success in its own right, producing 5 #1 singles, including Smooth Criminal and The Way You Make Me Feel. By this point, Michael's public image was evolving. He was no longer the fresh-faced pop sensation from Off the Wall. His appearance had changed dramatically, the result of plastic surgeries and the onset of vitiligo, a skin condition that caused his skin to lose its pigment. The media took notice, and the tabloids began their relentless scrutiny of Michael's personal life. His increasingly eccentric behavior, including his friendship with a chimpanzee named Bubbles and his penchant for extravagant, military-style jackets and gloves, made him a constant target for public speculation and ridicule. Despite the media frenzy, Michael continued to break records. In 1988, he embarked on the Bad World Tour, which became one of the highest-grossing tours in history. His performances were mesmerizing, a blend of perfectly choreographed dance routines and impeccable vocals. Fans flocked to see him in droves, with many fainting at the sight of their idol. Michael was not just an entertainer, he was a phenomenon, a global icon who transcended music and became a symbol of pop culture itself. However, as the 1990s approached, the pressures of fame and the increasing scrutiny of his personal life began to weigh on Michael. In 1991, he released Dangerous, another highly successful album featuring hits like Black or White and Remember the Time. The album continued to push the boundaries of pop music, incorporating elements of new jack swing and hard rock. But it was during this time that Michael's life took a darker turn. In 1993, he was accused of child sexual abuse, a scandal that shocked the world. The allegations, made by a 13-year-old boy, led to a media frenzy and an intense public trial by tabloid. Though Michael settled the case out of court, the damage to his reputation was significant, and the public's perception of him shifted. While many fans remained loyal, the accusations cast a long shadow over the rest of his life and career. As his personal troubles mounted, Michael's musical output began to slow. His 1995 album History, Past, Present and Future, Book 1 was a mix of greatest hits and new material, including the defiant single, Scream, a duet with his sister Janet Jackson, and the deeply personal ballad, You Are Not Alone. The album was a commercial success but was overshadowed by his ongoing legal and financial issues. Despite these struggles, Michael continued to tour and perform, although his appearances became less frequent. In the late 1990s and early 2000s, Michael's eccentric behavior increasingly made headlines. His marriage to Lisa Marie Presley, the daughter of Elvis Presley, in 1994, and their subsequent divorce in 1996, fueled speculation about his personal life. He later married Debbie Rowe, with whom he had 2 children, Prince Michael and Paris. His third child, Prince Michael II, known as Blanket, was born via surrogate in 2002. In one of the most infamous moments of his later career, Michael was filmed dangling Blanket over a hotel balcony, sparking outrage and concern over his behavior. By the early 2000s, Michael's financial troubles had escalated. His Neverland Ranch, once a symbol of his success, had become a symbol of his isolation and extravagance. Mounting debts forced him to sell off parts of his prized property, and his once vast fortune began to dwindle. In 2005, Michael faced another trial for child molestation charges. This time, he fought the allegations in court and was acquitted on all counts. Though he was legally exonerated, his public image had been irreparably damaged. In 2009, after years of relative seclusion, Michael announced his highly anticipated comeback with a series of concerts titled, This Is It, scheduled to take place in London. Fans eagerly bought tickets, hopeful that the King of Pop would reclaim his throne. However, on June 25, 2009, just weeks before the first concert, Michael Jackson was found dead at his Los Angeles home. The cause of death was acute propofol intoxication, a powerful anesthetic that had been administered by his personal physician, Dr. Conrad Murray. Michael's sudden death shocked the world, sparking an outpouring of grief from fans and fellow musicians alike. Dr. Murray was later convicted of involuntary manslaughter, but the loss of Michael Jackson left an irreplaceable void in the world of music. Michael Jackson's life was one of unparalleled talent, innovation, and controversy. He revolutionized the music industry, creating timeless songs and performances that continue to inspire generations of artists. Yet, his personal life was marked by profound struggles, battles with his own identity, public perception, and legal woes that ultimately overshadowed his immense contributions to music. Despite his tragic end, Michael's legacy endures. His music, his dance moves, his fashion, and his artistry continue to influence popular culture and will likely do so for many years to come. If you enjoyed this journey through the life of Michael Jackson, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to Timelines Unlocked, and tell us in the comments, what is your favorite Michael Jackson era, the Jackson 5, Thriller, or his later solo work? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Stay tuned for more celebrity timelines and deep dives into the lives of icons just like Michael.